guys ready for this?
Yeah, bring me the vaporizer. I'm gonna smoke while we do this.
Hello, Jasmine.
Vaporize me. Oh,
Hello,
what?
Jasmine. Hello, Jasmine.
Hello, Ugo.
Hello, Andres.
Hey.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Slasher Ween. Here
No.
at Watcheando movies.
Slasher Ween.
You bet, yeah. It's the title I came up with.
How about Spooktober?
No, that's a Disney. Well, we had a different podcast, and that's what I called it.
How about
For that one?
Yeah, that's what we
But-
did last year.
And then, but that's a Disney thing.
How about
No. Okay, so you couldn't come up with a joke fast enough, Jen.
I was gonna say Pooptober, but
All this month we're watching classic slasher films from like the 70s and 80s. And this is kind of like your month, right?
Yeah.
Your time of the year.
Yeah.
You chose all these movies.
Which did I?
All the movies we're watching this month.
didn't you say something
Yeah.
about a hat?
Yeah, there's that. We didn't really decide what we're going to watch next week. So we're going to pick out of a hat at the end of the episode to see what we're going to watch
Scenes from a hat.
next week. But all the other weeks, Andres chose the movie
Yeah.
for us to watch because he loves
And I
horror
just
movies.
picked, the iconic slashers.
Yeah. What was I saying? Okay. I'm completely lost.
Slasher
Slasher Ween, yes. Yeah. So
Slasher
usually in this
Ween.
podcast, I explain the premise, but we're doing like a theme now. But the premise is that Jasmine used to like movies like 10 years ago, a decade ago.
10 years ago? Yeah, that
because
sounds
she's
about right.
old. And then she stopped. So then I got the idea to like sort of like ignite the love of movies within her again by showing her a movie every week. Andres didn't really care about movies until 2016, and he's trying to, get better. I guess is that yeah sure. And I've been a film buff since I was 13. Yeah, that's why I'm the host, right?
And side note, even before I got into movies, I've always had a thing for horror movies, though.
Yeah.
So this month's gonna be pretty sick. Except, I don't know. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Yeah. So that's what we're doing this month. With all that out of the way, Jasmine, what movie are we watching today?
Friday the 13th.
Good. That's the one.
That's
That's
good.
take.
Hello? Who's that? Oh, hi. What are you doing out in this mess?
1, 2, 3.
So I usually do a trailer, right? And the trailer, I saw the trailer. Have you seen the trailer for this?
No, I haven't.
It is god awful.
I didn't
Like,
even
it is
know
so bad.
trailers existed.
Nice.
They show off all the people that get killed,
Like
Nice.
and
dead.
they just count. They're like 1, 2, 3. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I think I'm just gonna play the whole trailer, but I'm not sure.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, spoilers, of course. So this is directed by Sean S. Cunningham, and written by Victor Miller. Do you guys know who they're?
Nope.
This is the only thing they've done that's notable.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
Which
what I
is-
aspire to be.
Which is weird to me because, like, nowadays, if you make like a little film that gets a lot of attention, you'll be like, okay, do you want to do a Marvel movie?
Yeah.
So, I'm surprised they didn't get anything out of this.
It was a different time.
It stars Betsy Palmer. That's the
Molly Ringwald. Look
no,
like.
no, no. That's the
The mom.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Adrian King, Harry Crosby, Larry Bartram, Mark Nelson, Jenny Taylor, Robbie Morgan, and Kevin Bacon.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know Kevin Bacon was in this.
Me
And I
either.
was, we watched the beginning together, and we were like, "Whoa, is that him? What's he
Yeah.
doing there? He looks so young.
Yeah.
He's old now."
Do you know what Kevin Bacon is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that one movie with the worms with him.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite movies.
What are you talking about?
Tremors.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I've never seen that.
I love
fun.
Tremors.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
very fun.
Yeah.
It's not that
what I hear.
scary.
It's not
the
scary,
First,
but-
kind of like scary movies I ever saw.
When you were a kid?
Continue. Yeah, like 13.
So this was released on May 9th, 1980.
Ninth.
Yeah, May 9th.
Not the 13th.
Not the 13th.
Wild, dude.
That's,
Yeah.
that's bad.
This is also the first movie we're watching that was released before the 21st century.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. The oldest film we had watched up to this point was Eternal Sunshine, which was made in 2003.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
yeah. It was made with a budget of $550,000,
Okay.
not adjusted for inflation. So, you know, whatever, it'd probably be a couple million by now.
Okay.
And it made $59.8 million.
Wow, that's good.
That's great. Yeah. It has a 64% Rotten Tomato score and a 60% audience score. And the consensus reads, rather quaint by today's standards, Friday the 13th still has its share of bloody surprises. And a 70s, I got confused with my handwriting. And a 70s holdover aesthetic to slightly compel. Did I finish that? I don't know if I finished the sentence.
Was that it?
That's it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So Andreas, you chose this, right?
I did.
Yeah. Why?
Because when I think Halloween and horror, you know, I think of the iconic guys. Even though he's not really present in this movie, this is the first Friday the 13th movie, though. So
Yeah.
I figured we would start here.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, you know, being like, let's watch the third one, which is where the Jason Voorhees we all know is from.
What? Really? Up until the third one?
Yeah. Like in the second one, he's there, but it's not the iconic Jason we know with the hockey mask. And that one, he's wearing a sack over his head. So I was like, it'd be weird there. It'd be weird if we start on the third one. Let's just do the first one. Even though the first one's... it's interesting.
So, you've seen all of them?
Yes.
All of them?
I've seen all of them.
Even the one when he's in space?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Did you know there's one when he's in space?
No.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
called
Jason X.
Yeah. And I haven't seen that. I'm not. I've never seen this movie. I've never seen this movie before. I'm not. The only familiarity I have with the franchise is with the video game that came out a few years ago,
Yeah.
which I played for like a few minutes at your house. But I know it's like a classic, right? That's
Yep.
Yeah. I know that as like a Nightmare on Elm Street. I feel like it was on the same level in terms of like classic iconography. Jasmine, did you watch this movie before?
No, but I'm pretty sure I've seen the last scene in some sort of thing.
You said you read what happened on Wikipedia, right?
Well, no, I think I didn't. I think that's some. I usually do with horror movies,
Yeah.
but I think I must have like stumbled upon like a countdown or something. I don't know how.
Like a kill count?
Maybe I think so, and then I saw the ending for that. So I kind of knew how it ended, but I didn't know anything else.
All right. Well, and what were your expectations of it?
Well, you know, I actually forgot that Jason was part of Friday the 13th until like at one point I was like, oh yeah, huh? It was like his, it was his movie. I don't know. I think I don't for a long. I don't know. I feel like I didn't associate him with Friday the 13th
Really?
right away.
Interesting.
Well, maybe I did. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm very confused today.
Yeah. So I was expecting it to be because I saw Nightmare on Elm Street relatively recently, and I loved that, and I thought it was great, and I was expecting this to be great, and I thought this was supposed to be a good movie. Like I thought it was. I thought it was meant to be. Like I know like there's a lot of sequels, and I thought like it jumped a shark at some point, but I thought at least the first one was good, and it wasn't.
You know, it does like get crazier as it goes on. Like we were just talking about how he goes into space.
Yeah.
But like the other ones, I feel like all the other big slash movies, the first ones are all good, all like great. This one, I think from the start, really starts very cheesy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it looks really bad.
This was
Cool.
not
Cool.
not a well received movie at the time or even now. Like it has bad reviews. Let me look at it right here. So on Metacritic, which I don't usually say, and the way they do it is differently than Rotten Tomatoes, where they weigh the average, and also they weigh places like the New York Times and like newspapers to weigh more than some random blog. So here's Here's a review from Gene Siskel. Do you know who that is?
Nope.
Do you know who that is?
No.
You know Roger Ebert?
Vaguely.
So he had a TV show called Siskel and Ebert at the movies. They reviewed movies on that TV show. So this was George. This is a quote from George Siskel's review of the movie. A disgusting, artless shocker, a cruel film that offers teenage girls in peril, as well as a gruesome beheading, only for sickies.
Was that review written recently?
No, at the time.
Okay.
He's been dead for like 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. That seems.
Yeah.
That seems like a normal thing
yeah.
for people to react to back
Yeah.
then.
It seems like people were like, the blasphemy of how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not that anymore, right? I feel like.
So one thing I'm excited about checking all these old horror movies is we're gonna be able to see like the change, because horror movies really
Change.
Yeah, like what was scary back then is absolutely not scary
Yeah.
to today's standards. Like horror movies compared to that are way different now.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of, so I read a little bit of the sort of critical reception of it. And it's sort of like a lot of it was, oh my God, it's so disgusting and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? But here's another review from Variety. And at the time, they didn't really put critics' names on there. So just a staff member. It said, low budget in the worst sense, with no apparent talent or intelligence to offset its technical inadequacies. Friday the 13th has nothing to exploit but its title. So pretty ruthless reviews they got. Yeah.
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 How did it become like a cult classic then? Because of the sequels?
You know,
I think so.
you think so?
I think.
I-
Well,
yeah.
you see, all the other movies that are called classics is because they have this very iconic murder guy that people can dress up as and
Yeah.
stuff.
And
So I
this-
think once we finally got that, that's when people were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay."
Well, this was a box office hit right off the bat. So,
So I read this online. The reason this movie was made in the first place was to ride on the coattails of the original Halloween movie, because
Yeah.
that was such a big hit. So they're
That's-
like, "All right, we're
yeah.
gonna make another slash movie
Yeah.
only a couple years after, like,
it was
get
like
people
2
on
years
this trend."
after,
Yeah.
And that's another, a lot of the reviews are like, this is just a copy of Halloween, but worse.
I feel like from the get-go, it seems like they were thinking about making these into sequels, right?
Yeah.
Because that's
Like right away.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's a sequel every year. So like Friday the 13th, Part 2 was released in 1981. And then the third one, 1982.
Oh wow.
And then it's like, yeah, it's it's like the Saw movies. That's what I figured out.
Mm.
Is that it's like the Saw movies or the Paranormal Activity movies, where it has like a fan base, but they're not good movies. Like I guess some people would be like, oh, the first Saw movie and the first Paranormal Activity are good movies, but like, are they? Like, are they really good movies? I don't think so.
I think the thing is, people who praise horror movies give them a lot of extra points if they genuinely found the movie scary,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily if the movie was good.
Right.
So, you know,
Interesting.
not that I'm saying any of those movies are scary.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you like about it?
So, this one in particular, I don't love.
Is it? Where would you rank it?
It's
7.
one of the lower ones
Yeah.
of my full list. Because I like these movies because they're very cheesy and they're fun to laugh at, not because they're scary. So like once they start getting sillier and they like start like trying to overdo the last one, that's when they get funner. And this one I feel like they were still trying to be a little grounded, because like, you know, the mom is just a crazy lady. But in the
Yeah.
other movies, Jason Voorhees is like, you know, this
Supernatural,
yeah, like he
yeah.
dies and keeps coming back to life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that being said, though, the mom's kind of creepy in a way.
There's a lot of close-ups of her teeth, and I
Yeah.
have a weird teeth. I have a weird thing with teeth, and that made me super uncomfortable.
Yeah, the close-ups of her are pretty good. I like that. And then she's like talking as she's Jason. They're pretty creepy.
Was that
What?
like an ode to like Norman Bates kind of?
Maybe
You know, yeah.
Psycho. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I think so, yeah. Because in the older movie, not the older, in the sequels, when Jason comes back, he has like a little shrine to his mom. So it's kind of like, you know, he's also obsessed with his mom. So
Well, he
maybe
was a
like
little boy when he died.
yeah.
How did
So-
they explain that he's like a grown man now?
I don't remember. I don't know if they ever do.
All right.
Maybe he just comes back and we just accept that he's an adult now.
he grew up under the water.
Yeah.
Maybe if I rewatch number 2, they'll explain that. I don't know. It's been a while.
Oh, the mom, the actress who played the mom, she did this because she wanted to buy a car.
Nice. I'm sure
Nice.
she got her
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
Right?
It worked out great
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. Good for her. Yeah. So it started. So okay. Do you guys want to do? Do you have a favorite scene that you want to talk about? I'm only saying this for Andres.
I don't think I have anything specific for this
Right.
movie.
I don't remember anything specific either.
I liked when she's on the canoe at the end. Not when Jason grabs her, but you just see her
That's very
and the
pretty.
music's like kind of like good, but it's
Yeah.
got the synth in the back, so it's kind of like yeah.
Oh,
But
but
I like that.
the sound. I don't know. I've heard it like in Family Guy, I think, or something when I was a kid. The cha cha
And you know it's from this?
cha. I didn't
Dude,
know it
that
was
is
from
so iconic, man.
What is that supposed? Is that somebody or is that like an instrument?
I don't know. I don't know how they make it, but
The score was interesting. I
Yeah.
liked it.
I thought the score
It
was
was-
the
good
score
too.
is the best part of this
Yeah.
movie. The
Yeah.
score is great. It's very
Yeah.
iconic. It's nice, and the score actually makes me feel
Yeah. that's
creeped
good.
out when it's
Yeah.
supposed to. It's good.
Yeah.
The score is definitely the best part.
Yeah. So I just didn't like this movie like at all.
That's fair, man.
yeah.
I think completely understandable.
The first, what is it, like 45 minutes? It's like,
Boring.
it's very boring. Like, they didn't even use it to, like, establish, like, the characters or anything. They're
Yeah,
just-
you don't really care about anything.
Yeah, and like I talked to Jasmine about this. I'm like, oh, immediately like I knew like A Nightmare on Elm Street was better written, and I was like, okay, this is not going to be what I thought it was going to be. I thought because I was like, oh man, there's no characters in this, and the acting is it's just kind of bad. The
Well,
acting,
do you think the acting's bad? Because I feel like they didn't have direction either. Like,
I think, yeah, well, maybe, but also I imagine that they just don't care that much. They're there for a paycheck. They're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Kevin Bacon went on to be, an actor.
yeah,
So I imagine it's not like I feel like he's just like,
it is
whatever.
what it is.
It is.
Yeah,
what it
this is
is.
just a little project. No
Yeah.
one's gonna care.
Yeah.
But I thought at the very least, like the kills would be fun and like exciting, and they're not that either, because it's a very cheap movie, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, and they use the same, like, technique for, like, 2 or 3 kills, right?
the neck, right?
Yeah, the neck.
Yeah.
And it's like they turn around and they notice there's a killer there, and then they stop and they stand still, and they wait for the knife to go around, and like obviously that's for the special effect of like
Yeah.
it's a different body, but
Yeah.
it's just so like, come on.
I don't know, man. Some people freeze in fear. You don't know.
Yeah, my mom does that. She just stares, and then I book it.
Yeah.
I book it. I don't know where I'm going. I might go straight to the killer, but I at least run.
Yeah, the funniest part was when Kevin Bacon died, because it's like just a rubber body. It's like pretty obvious that
Yeah.
it's just a rubber body. He's like, ah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's only like an hour and 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's pretty short.
And there's a lot of like, I guess some people might say it's like artistic or whatever, and I thought maybe it was going for that, where you just like have shots of like her
Boobs.
like walking around. No. You just like when she's like putting up all the chairs on the door, right? Towards the end, and then she's like crying, and then you see her like in real time just filling it up. And I was like, is that artistic? And I'm like, no, it's not artistic
This
at
is
all.
not
It's
where I
not.
thought you were going.
That's just to pad the runtime, to make it longer, to make it more feature length.
Well, because it's like they had the deaths figured out, right?
And now they just gotta find a way
To like fill in
to
the
show
rest.
that that's happening.
Yeah. Well, then they didn't even show like 2 of the deaths, or like 3 of the deaths, right?
No, they didn't show 2 because it was the guy and the girl.
No, it was the other. There's another guy, right? The guy
Okay.
who like dressed like he had the Indian attire or whatever.
And we just see him on the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
just
then
see
Oh,
it
that.
was
right.
the guy who was kind
Yes.
of like the nice guy. I have no idea who their names
The
are.
one that with the machete, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then it was the
The
girl
girl.
who got like, I don't know.
Who was playing? Who wants to play strip Monopoly?
Yeah.
By the way, Strip Monopoly. Like,
Of all the games you could play,
Yeah.
how does Strip Monopoly
But
work
this
out,
is the
man?
thing, right? Okay, so I'm going off topic a little bit. Like afterwards, she's like, "Oh my gosh, it's raining. Let me put this rain jacket on." But I don't have time to put my clothes on.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You have plenty of time to put your clothes.
It's not like the rain's gonna stop. I mean, you're gonna be better covered if you have your clothes,
Clothes on, yeah.
So it's very obvious what was happening. But
Just to see her half naked.
yeah, I mean, that's basically what this movie was, right? Like
Yeah.
blood, gore,
Blood, yeah.
and sexy girls.
Yeah, I mean, that was, that led
That
to that
sounds-
trend. That's what a bunch
yeah.
of these movies in the 80s were.
Just like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
I guess they were more. I guess they get more fun. A lot. I put on the second Friday the 13th just because I was like, okay, right, nothing really happened here. Maybe something happens there, and then I saw like the first 20 minutes, and I'm like, I can't do this.
So
Oh, by the way, in the second one, the girl that lives in this one,
dies.
she dies. She's like the pre-title kill.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the lore then a little bit more.
Why?
Because
What questions you got?
Yeah.
okay, so the premise is they're gonna open the camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the mom's like, "Hell no, because my son died." I guess, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's mad because no one was taking care of the son. And he drowned.
And she kills people every time they try to open it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing. Okay, good. That's got answered.
Yeah, that's in the movie, huh?
I don't know. I guess I missed. Well, so they've tried. Oh, okay, that's what she was talking about then. I thought this was the first time they had opened it.
No.
No, because there was
But then
the
she was
crazy
like-
guys like that place is cursed. Every
Yeah,
time
yeah,
people
yeah.
go, they
Okay,
die.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's happened multiple times where
And then
people
it's always been her.
yeah.
And nobody's caught on. It's like a small town. If anybody had a hold, like a grudge hold, it'd be her. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess nobody cares.
Probably
They're
not.
like, oh, that's that
Yeah,
crazy
you know-
woman.
No way. It's
They-
okay. They
it's a
killed her
small town. They
son.
just think the place is haunted.
Probably.
Oh, by the way, that crazy guy, what's his name? Like Dan or something?
Something.
Yeah. He just like appears in their closet.
In the pantry, yeah.
Yeah,
He was just in
just-
there hiding.
Yeah.
that supposed
How did he even
to-
get there?
And then he just leaves, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was just there to send the message.
Bye.
And then we never see him, right? He doesn't
Nope,
die or
never
anything?
again. He's just gone.
Interesting. Okay. So then, up to a certain point, I was like, okay, yeah, it's the mom. But, so I guess in the second one, they go into why Jason is, like, lived underwater for, like, I don't know how long.
Yeah, like, because this movie is pretty set in reality. It's just crazy mom. And then
Yeah,
at the end,
and
it's
they
like, oh,
toss
wait, never mind.
that.
Jason's actually still alive.
She was a young mom, right? Was she a young mom? Because the opening sequence takes place in the 50s.
Yeah.
And this is like 22 years later.
I mean, she was working there
As
at
a
the
cook?
camp. So they all look pretty, like they're supposed to be pretty young, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So maybe she was around the age a camp counselor would be.
Right. And she was like in college or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Well, she wasn't a counselor, though. She was in the kitchen.
cook?
Yeah, but, that one girl was also supposed to be
Oh,
the cook.
first
the main girl.
First girl. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is she the,
The
main
main
girl?
girl?
Is she a main girl?
The
I don't
one,
know.
the one that was that got killed in the forest, right?
Yeah, her.
Okay.
I guess she's not the main girl.
Well,
it looks like she's supposed to be because
Yeah,
she's the
the
first
main
character that's
character.
introduced.
I thought she
yeah.
was the main
Yeah.
character.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
There's no main character.
Yeah,
really.
not really.
Yeah.
I guess the mom.
Well, but
At
then,
the end of the credits, her name's the
It's
first
the first
one.
one, which is like,
So yeah,
what?
she's the main
She's, like,
character.
she's there for 10 minutes. Yeah.
so like, I feel like, are slasher movies supposed? You're supposed to have a face to the slasher. Is this part of the appeal? Is that
Yeah.
you don't know who?
Yeah.
It's like a whodunit kind of thing,
Hmm.
or is like it's like an invisible.
I mean, that's
force.
the like the plot of Scream is you don't know who the actual killer
Yeah.
is. But for other slashers like Halloween
Yeah.
or Nightmare,
You know,
It's just this random.
it's this entity. Like we have
Yeah.
their name, but we're not trying to figure out who they are. It's more like
We're trying to run away.
yeah.
okay. So this one's kind of like
This first movie,
Purposefully.
yeah, like it's purposely like who's killing them. Like you're
Yeah.
trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
okay.
I didn't know the twist in this, right? I didn't know it was the mom. I thought it was Jason. I thought that's what I was expecting. And it makes sense because in the poster he's holding a knife. And I'm like, I thought it was a machete. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a nitpick.
What is it?
So you know when the guy's like arrowed to the wall?
Yeah.
And then she turned like they see a dead body and then they immediately scream, like very exaggerated.
Right.
But she reacts a little too early. But also, I feel like in reality, like if you saw a body hanging on a door, you'd take a second to be like, "What am I looking at?" Right? Like you wouldn't.
Maybe
process it
you'd
right
be
away.
like really shocked. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be right. And,
Yeah.
you'd at least wait a bit and not like as it's closing. just
Unless
immediately
you're already
scream.
like spooked out, right? And you're kind of just prone to like
That's also fair. Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I didn't care for the acting in this. It's a lot of just screaming.
That's how they all are in everyone.
Oh.
So in all of that,
The acting is never. I mean, the acting is kind of a reason why you're watching because of the bad acting. It's
Right.
fun because of it.
Nice.
If you're there to laugh at it, yeah.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know this was supposed to be.
I mean, it's
Not
not. I don't
bad.
think it's supposed to be.
Okay. Like, I don't know. Like if because I thought it was on the same because of Freddy versus Jason. I thought it was on the same level as Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yeah.
and it's not. Yeah, because Nightmare on Elm Street is genuine. Like as Johnny Depp and its stuff. You know, it's like genuinely a good, well-made
Yeah.
movie.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Don't worry, you will.
Congrats, you will.
Nice.
Yeah, you will soon. Yeah. Just man, this is not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is an interesting one. This is probably the best one for our first pick of the month.
because it's bad.
Because the other ones hopefully will be better.
Better, yeah. I feel like Halloween.
Scary better or like
Halloween is also considered a good
enjoyable
movie.
better?
Like a good movie.
I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
I was terrified of all the slashers when I was little. I thought
Yeah, same. You know what? I kind of want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, go on.
So, yeah, like, slashers used to be this big thing for a while.
Yeah.
And then, like, because for a while, you know, I guess that's what we were scared of back in the 80s.
In the 90s, there was a resurgence in the 90s.
And then, like, now we shifted to straight, like, mostly paranormal stuff. And I think Paranormal Activity was, like, the start of that wave.
Blair Witch, probably.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Blair Witch. And now most of the modern horror movies are paranormal related.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, like what's shift in our community that now we're scared of ghosts?
serial killers.
I
Oh,
mean,
like
yeah,
killers.
it's not serial killers anymore because
Yeah.
it was back then with the
Well,
slashers.
like,
We were scared of serial
I
killers.
feel like
Now
in
we're
the
scared of
70s
ghosts.
and 80s, there was like
Yeah.
like serial killers were really prevalent, right? Like it's like where you didn't
Yeah.
go, where you didn't
Because we
hitchhike.
didn't have stranger danger and stuff yet, so it was
Mm.
totally easy for these serial killers to run amok.
Like cell phones also like just make it a lot harder, I think.
To kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I really like the evolution of horror movies. I like how they start and how they go. Because one really cool one is zombie movies of old times.
Or
The
stuff.
way zombies would revive and stuff was usually like through black magic and stuff. And this
Yeah.
was like back in the 80s. And that's because back then we had the satanic panic thing where like radio hosts and stuff would be like, be careful, your kids are joining Satanism. And like everyone was scared of that.
Yeah.
Is that what
and then-
everybody was scared of D&D too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they thought it was going to
Yeah.
lead to Satanism.
Wow.
And then eventually, zombies weren't revived by black magic. It became a virus. And that's because we started getting scared of
SARS.
actual infections and stuff like that. So that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And I want to see like what leads other movies to evolve this certain way. Like, because it's this community thing. We were scared of Satanism. Now we're scared of giant viruses, especially today during Corona's time.
So it'd make more sense to
have
have
more
like more
zombie
zombie
stuff?
movies, but we
Yeah, it
don't
would
have
make more
paranormal.
sense. But like, I guess
Well, we're not in the
we kind of like
we're not
burnt
in,
out.
We're not in the moment where like
We can talk about it right now.
Yeah.
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 You know what? Maybe zombies are gonna make a comeback because of Corona.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably. I know zombies have like their origin tied to like Haitian mythology. I know that much.
Isn't that what the first like ever zombie movie was kind of, right?
I know. Zombie
not
lore
right.
comes from what are those things called?
Voodoo.
No,
Yeah.
they're It's not a zombie, but it's basically a zombie. I forgot what the name of the word.
A vampire? No.
I don't know if you guys ever heard of White Snow. I think that's what it's called.
Oh,
It's-
the Nazi movie.
Yeah, and they're not zombies in that. They're
Yeah.
this word, and it's folklore from Europe,
Ah.
and it's they're not zombies, but they're undead that protect crypts. And like if you go and
Crypt
steal
keeper.
money from, because back then they would bury people with gold and stuff. If you go and steal the gold, they would come after you, and that's like the zombie origin.
Crypt keepers.
I'm gonna Google it.
I've never heard of that lore.
What are we talking about? Oh, this is a Friday
The evolution of.
of horror, right?
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there must have been a resurgence of like slasher films when we were like in middle school.
Yeah, the
That's
90s,
not
90s
White
and
Snow.
2000s.
My bad.
Because I remember being terrified. I don't remember who was. I'm pretty sure I was more terrified of Jason now or Michael Myers. Was that it?
Well, okay, so like Scream came out, right? And then
Yeah.
that brought like slasher films back.
You know what?
And then you got like I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh shoot!
and stuff
you're
like
right.
that.
You're right.
Yeah.
You know
And
what?
the
I was never
remakes.
scared of the Scream mask. But I think I was terrified of Jason and.
I was
Myers.
never-
Ever since I was a kid, I was terrified of Michael Myers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
I was
And
more,
Chucky.
I was more grossed out by
Yeah.
the Scream mask because I was in elementary school, and like people would walk around and they had like different variations. Like in Halloween, I hate Halloween. By the way, I've always hated Halloween. I hate makeup and costumes and stuff like that. I just think I don't know, it grosses me out. But I I remember seeing a mask of Scream.
With blood.
It's like with a ton of blood everywhere. And it's like very well made. It's
Yeah.
very interesting, but also disgusting.
Yeah, I remember back then when everyone was dressing up as Scream, they would have the knife, and the knife would also have that
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
blood where
Yeah.
if you move the knife, the blood would like gush around.
Yeah. And then a few years later, they banned all that stuff.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So the word I was looking for is Draugr, and apparently it originated in Norway. And they're basically zombies, but they're not really zombies.
They're good zombies.
Kinda.
They're,
Like they're not.
sentient
They're sentient, and they're just there to protect the crypts, so people didn't grave rob. Yeah.
Grave
Sounds
rob.
good.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Nice. Yeah. How much time do we have?
35 minutes.
35 minutes?
No.
34. Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, I'm so good.
Yeah. So, I mean, what else is there to say about this movie? I thought the POV stuff was kind of cool. I guess, but I
Yeah.
guess is that from another movie or? I feel
It's like, are there unique elements to
Yeah.
this movie that we're just not seeing because we're so used to like we're kind of know
the
certain
start.
tropes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I think a lot of the way it's filmed does borrow from Halloween, because
Mhm.
it's trying to kind of copy
Yeah.
Halloween. And I don't remember Halloween has point of view stuff though, but I know like there's certain camera angles where I'm like, hey, yeah, they're kind of, you can kind of tell they're trying to copy it.
Right. Yeah. I'll say this: the only part that it, like actually got me, that scared me, was the boat part where he jumps out, because I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
And yeah. Did you scream?
No, I knew that. That's like the only thing that's the only thing I knew about the movie from the start.
Was the jump part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I was expecting it like a little boy who's a zombie. I'm like, whoa.
Wait,
Nice.
is he supposed to be a zombie boy or is he just like
He's
disabled?
something.
He's something. It's never explained, I guess.
Yeah, he dies, he comes back. I guess
Interesting.
he's kind of a zombie.
Mhm.
He ages. I don't know.
Ages.
He died as a kid. He's an adult now.
So
So
in this movie, right, all the girls when they're being like cornered, like in the very first like scene, right, when the lady walks up to the kids, there's this tire and it doesn't look that heavy and she could have easily grabbed it and tossed it, but she grabs a box.
Yeah, dude, that was really wild. Like, is there a tire? I thought there was something else there too.
Yeah,
And she just gets like the lightest thing.
Yeah.
And just throws it at her.
yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
it's just like I want you to toss something, but don't hurt, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, I just thought of something that I thought was actually pretty genuinely scary,
What?
Yeah.
and that's when the girl we first see, when she gets picked up by the Jeep, and she's like, "Oh, that's the turn. You
Yeah.
missed the turn. Shouldn't we go back?" And she's like, "Please," and she's like kind of begging
Yeah.
the driver, and like you can tell she's freaking out, and she's like trying to open the door. She's like,
Mhm.
"Please stop the car." And I think that part was like, man, that's actually
That'd be a scary situation.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think the acting was convincing enough.
I mean,
care about it.
But it's like I don't like it when they called kids because they call them ghosts.
reminds me of
That's my
goats.
favorite line.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cheesy. It's very hammy.
It's very cozy.
No, I wouldn't say that.
It's
I've rewatched it multiple times. I think this is
I
one of my
think
cozy horror movies.
Yeah, it's not super scary. you probably can't watch it with your kids, but it's like something nice to have in the background that's kind of like seasonal.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah,
Nah.
it's a classic, right?
I mean, I don't really have any seasonal because I'm not like the biggest fan of this time of
Halloween.
year, right?
I love
I
Halloween.
always
man.
watch Sleepy Hollow and Corpse Bride. Those are my two like Halloween.
To me,
movies.
this is just like a normal time of the year.
Well, do you think because they also didn't when you said this was released in May, right?
Yeah,
So like now the trends usually are like
October.
like horror movies like September.
Well, they also release
October.
horror movies in May and stuff.
But
The
like
Conjuring
Yeah,
came
in
out
summer.
Oh,
December.
Yeah.
is it? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind then.
Yeah.
And that's a good.
I mean,
decently-
the
January.
Friday the 13th fit the theme of summer though,
yeah.
since it's summer camp.
If
Okay.
Friday the 13th came out today, it'd probably be released in January. You know, it'd be
That's
the
like a
January
dump-
horror
like a
movie.
dump.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't that the movie dump?
Yeah.
For, like,
that's
Mhm.
right.
That's where it goes.
right.
That's where it belongs.
yeah. Yeah.
So it had like a prime spot in the day.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Or did it,
I mean,
don't
the
know.
summer blockbuster is like
Is
I
that
don't know
new?
enough history, but like it's not. It wasn't
A thing?
established until
Okay.
pretty later on. Maybe it was.
So this is a fun movie, anyways.
You think so?
I
was
think it's
bored.
fun,
Well,
I
you
was
know
bored.
what?
but it's that
It's not.
they get funner.
It's not
Yeah.
fun, but it's a fun thing to
Yeah.
watch.
Because the kills are just
Well,
like.
I don't know about that. If you just fast forward the first like 45 minutes, and it's just,
Yeah.
it's a horror
Yeah.
movie.
Have you ever sat with friends and watched the movie purposely to like just
I don't
laugh
have
at it?
friends. I
We don't have friends, Andy.
What is wrong? with
Because
you?
this is a pretty good movie for that. Like you
have
can just put it on and you guys like
One
make fun of
friend.
how awful it is.
No, maybe.
You know what?
I might. You know, if I ever get friends, I'll for sure.
I'll for sure
this one.
consider that.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen The Babysitter 2?
No.
Jasmine's
Alright.
obsessed with that.
I'm not obsessed with it, but this is like a bad horror movie, like a modern. Sorry,
A modern bad horror movie.
yeah. And, they have very similar things in common, in that it's just
Boring.
a very weak, a very weak story that's trying to weave in like interesting, gory kills. Right?
Right.
Do you think people still like that?
Yeah. I mean, the Saw movies were very popular for a while.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I've never seen them. They disgust me.
They're not good.
Yeah, for a while, like horror movies were just going into a lot of gore stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're going more paranormal. Personally,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of gore stuff. It doesn't do too much for me.
Yeah. And like, I know people were like, oh, at the time they're like, this is disgusting. But like Ready or Not, remember Ready or Not? And
Yeah.
that wasn't advertised as a gory movie. It's like, I don't think anyone would probably consider it a gory movie, but it has a lot worse stuff in it.
Yeah. That one thing
hear
with
it's good.
With
is
the
it her
hand?
hand?
Yeah.
That is like the worst part to watch.
Yeah.
What? Oh, and
It's
the
so
nail?
good.
Or even
Yeah,
Gerald's, like we watched Gerald's game for the podcast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was
Really bad, yeah,
nasty.
yeah.
That was good though.
Like the thing
But,
about
like-
Gerald's game is like it's like a small thing, but it's so
Bad, yeah.
so bad. Oof, I love
But
Gerald's
I
game,
think
man.
those two movies are good examples of using gore to like
Enhance the
enhance
story?
experience.
Yeah,
Watching because
yeah.
it's like what's called that thing that writing it increases the stakes. What is that thing, Hugo?
What?
Fine, ignore me.
What'd you say?
I don't know, no importa.
It's
But,
gone
like,
now.
with these ones, like it doesn't. There's no. I feel like there's almost no build up to the death.
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
try.
there's an illusion of it
Yeah.
because nothing happens in the 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's not character development. like if it was a build up, it'd be character development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite kill?
Is that
Favorite
what it is?
kill?
I don't have any because they're all bad.
I guess. Um.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon when it goes through.
Yeah.
That's good. It
You
looks
know,
good.
The first one I thought was hilarious because, they stab him and then the guy is just like, and he's just holding his belly with like a little red spot there. And that's supposed to be his death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Oh, also, sorry, I remember. It's in the opening, right? They're like singing "Kumbaya" or something. I don't know what.
Some Christian hymn.
And they're just, and then they're just like eyeing each other, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's good.
Right.
And then they just walk, and nobody cares, right? They're like, oh yeah, they're gonna go bang. Everybody knows.
Yeah. That's what they're there for.
Is that what they're there for?
The
Yeah.
horny teenage camp counselors. That's why they go to camp.
Is it? I thought that's why just people in general go to summer camp to bang, right? I wouldn't know.
Yeah, there was no summer camp here. So.
And we're Mexican. Our moms would not let us go out
No.
like 2 months.
That's why in all summer camp
Without
movies
them.
it's just white people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there? I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the movie.
What was it? Adam's Family Values? Is that the one with the summer camp? Was that Adam's
Yeah.
Family? Yeah.
Yeah, values.
Good. That's my favorite summer camp movie. I think.
That one's fun, man.
Because they destroy it.
Yeah.
They burn it down.
They make fun of it.
Yeah. So tell me
my
the
opinion.
name of one of the people that died.
Kevin Bacon?
No,
Like the character's name?
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't think they had names.
yeah, they did.
They never once said anyone's names.
Hold up. Starts with an M.
Uh,
Is it Max or Matt? It's one of those two.
Who knows?
I'll take your word for it. I really don't remember a
I don't
single one.
remember,
Have
yeah.
you seen this
I feel
multiple
like they.
times?
I feel like they mentioned.
They're not
their
important,
names
man.
Once. Well, that's the thing too, right? Like usually, like Halloween, right? It's Jamie Lee. I don't know Jamie Lee Curtis's character, like her
Mhm,
name.
mhm.
But like it's you follow her story, right? And this is
Mhm.
more like you're following
No one's
him
story.
story, like Jason's story.
There's no story here. Yeah.
Eventually, right?
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually,
it's more for
it
Jason,
becomes
yeah.
like the
And-
mom's
and
the
you-
main character, right?
Yeah.
So eventually, like, you watch this not to see if, like, the final girl or whoever survives. It's to see if Jason lives.
Nah, it's more just to see Jason kill.
Yeah.
You don't
that's-
really care if he lives or not, because if he dies, you know he's coming back.
Yeah. This
So-
isn't like a cabin in the woods.
But
That's
does
what I
it-
thought it was gonna be, like a sort of cabin in the woods type. Not like the movie Cabin in the Woods,
So
but like
there-
a movie in a cabin.
Style,
in the
yeah,
woods,
yeah.
Oh, Evil Dead. That's what I wanted to bring up. Evil Dead. So
I hear that's good, right?
yeah, so that's actually I don't
Like
even
funny?
I think it came out like at the same time. And that's actually funny, and it's like it actually delivers on the fun kills and stuff. It's like
Yeah,
oh okay,
yeah.
that's actually really nice and like it's like probably excuse me,
Oh my god, disgusting.
it's probably comparable in terms of budget, but what they do with it in Evil Dead is just a lot more, and it's just very surprising how it's just like there's nothing.
Do you feel
I
like
nothing?
The
is
Friday
in
the
story.
13th is more well known than Evil Dead,
I think
Probably,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
but not like this Friday the 13th, though, right? Like the various incarnations.
Friday the 13th
as
as a
brand,
whole.
right?
Yeah, as a brand. Yeah.
Well, Evil Dead has a franchise.
Yeah, they did a miniseries, right? With
Yeah,
the,
the miniseries. They have Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness.
and then they remake it too, like a few years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in 2013.
It's just they don't have that iconic serial.
Villain.
Yeah, they
I
need
call it
they
villain.
need that guy.
I mean, they have Ash, right? And he's
He's
the-
cool, but he's
a
Yeah.
good guy.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't like good.
Yeah.
guys.
People don't want to be him, man.
Yeah, so that's Friday the 13th. You guys have anything to add on this discussion?
It is a Halloween movie for sure.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I've said. So how would you rate it, Jasmine?
Out of 10,
Yeah.
oof, like a 5, 4.
Like a 5.
Really? And you love this movie, right?
I'm trying this something I need to do myself. Just because I really enjoy a movie does not mean I have to give it a 10 out of 10. I can acknowledge a movie's bad and I can still like it, you know?
All right. I'd probably give it like a 1, 0, 0, 1.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just, not really enjoy. I probably would have never watched it
I
again.
think it's fine. I could
Yeah.
I could probably watch this. I put it in my October repertoire of movies to watch.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not scary.
I was just bored. I was bored to tears because,
You know what? I tried to watch the beginning like 2 to 3 times because I was like, I'm going to pay attention because
there's no
there
reason
has to be there has to be more to the story, right?
Nah.
And I was like, you know what? Let's go
Yeah.
straight to the kills.
I like, how we watched like the first 30 minutes?
Yeah,
I just skipped to the 30
you
minutes.
didn't. I mean,
just
it
skipped
it
No point in
doesn't
doing it
reveal
again?
Anything,
I was
right?
like, yeah. And I saw a scene that I didn't see, like during that when I wasn't paying attention when we were watching it, and I was like, oh, I missed nothing. All right, so that's our discussion. Do you want to add any final words?
I do. So like, I feel like they're trying to do something, right?
No.
With this movie?
Get money? Make
No,
money.
no, no.
No,
Like
I do think they
certain-
wanted to do it.
There's
Like-
there's
Make
certain
money.
things, right? That I feel like they like never emphasized on. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess they didn't care. Like
Yeah.
that other like I don't know, the guy with the shorts and the like bandana. I don't know, the blonde guy with the glasses.
Oh yeah.
And
The
then
guy
he
who's
was
in the
like,
diner.
"You're leaving to California." It's like, "Let me caress your cheek or whatever," right? It's like, what was that?
No.
Was that supposed to be something between them,
No.
or is he just being a
Doesn't
creep?
matter.
But then it seemed like she was interested in like the machete guy too, right? But then they
Yeah.
didn't do anything with that.
It doesn't matter. Like
Just
I don't think
doesn't matter.
this wasn't written with like any of those character interactions in mind.
Well, what they just like let's just think
They
of,
need to
let's
pad
just
the runtime.
grab
pad
some
the
scenes.
runtime.
They go swimming.
Yeah, they go.
They,
Yeah.
They have sex, and there's a dead body. That made me laugh, by the way.
Was
when
the
they're
dead
having
body
sex, and then they just show the dead body on top. I was like, oh my god. And I knew blood was gonna spill on him.
Yeah.
I was just
well,
waiting
there
for
was
that to
some on the
happen.
pillow too when they're like it was dried though.
And they didn't
Like so
care?
I feel like they
Oh, they shot it.
Yeah.
They shot that before they shot the sex scene.
yeah.
And they didn't bother to get a different
Yeah.
photo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay.
it.
Any
I
final
really
word?
like how everyone's dressed in this movie.
I
We
mean-
should bring those
70s.
short shorts back.
Yeah,
on guys.
I was just
On guys,
saying
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I told you.
Apparently, your dad dressed like that.
Yeah.
And he got all the women.
You know that?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw a picture of him one time and it was like, wow.
No, I
He
think
had the
there's,
look.
He's very buff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And he apparently had that similar hair to that
You
guy.
know, it's odd, right? Our parents were good looking at one point. Just kidding, it's not odd.
I mean, I feel like I would be good looking if I wasn't, horrible. Like if I didn't fuck up my body so much, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I guess you wear some more shorts because it's
Anyways.
hot.
Yeah.
And we need to air out things, you know.
No. All right. That's that. Right?
That's that.
That's our discussion. Okay. So we have a hat here, and me and Andres wrote down some slasher movies from the
Thanks,
70s and 80s. And this is what we're gonna watch next week. So what are the movies in here? Should we list them out?
Nah.
Nah.
Because what if we pull one out and people are like, you should have done this one instead. You could have.
yeah.
No one's listening to this.
True. But let's just say hypothetically that one person listening cares.
We picked out I don't know.
There we
I
go.
have no idea.
So
You got
Jasmine,
Ratatouille in there.
You're gonna
Damn, I
yeah.
love
Wally.
That's a good slasher. The way he slashes the tomatoes and the eggplant.
All right, Jasmine, here you go. You're gonna pick the next movie we're gonna watch, and read it out loud into the microphone, please.
I'm scared.
What is
What?
Child's Play.
it? All right.
Hey, Chucky. Nice.
I was
Okay.
terrified of dolls for a long time
Because of Chucky, same,
and I
man.
had this porcelain doll and I like put her in my closet, but then I couldn't leave her there because I thought she'd get angry at me and try to murder me. So I put her in a different room.
All right. So we're watching Child's Play next week.
All right. I have not seen this one in years.
I've only
So I don't
seen-
know how this is going to be.
I've only seen The Seed of Chucky, and I feel like that's completely different.
I was originally we were gonna watch The Blob next week, but then I was thinking about it. I'm like, that doesn't really fit because we had a theme. You with the movies you picked out, it was like there was a theme there, like 70s
Yeah.
and 80s. I'm like, yeah, we should probably do keep it in the theme. Thank you. All right. So, thanks for listening. You can follow Andres on Twitter at Andy_030. And that's the only guy right now with social media. So, there you go. Oh, you can
Fantastic.
follow the podcast at Watcheando Movie.
Oh, nice.
Not movies, because Watcheando Movie. Yeah. And that's it.
All right. Happy Halloween. Good night. I love you.